For me, I'm in a space where cutting fish is not sexy. You know, there's blood flying everywhere, fucking scales everywhere. Like, no. And so for me, I was like, you know, how do I make this beautiful and unapologetically super aesthetic?
Drooling over here just thinking about it. All right, so now you've kind of become famous on Instagram. All right, talk a little bit about like where did you think, okay, I'm gonna take this to the next level. I'm actually gonna like start to show people my talents when it comes to that.
So honestly, I had no idea that this was gonna happen. And for me, how the brand came about On My Way was because I moved to Los Angeles, and I had started like a private like catering thing where I cooked for certain clients, and I needed to put a name on it. And so I was like, Omakase Way, and I just kind of merged both words together. It became On My Way. And then I was doing that. I was cooking for private clients for two and a half years in Los Angeles. It was phenomenal, and all my clients were unbelievable. And what I realized was that it was a little soulless, just because like the clients that I work with are like, I don't get to meet new people out of that other than the guests that they bring along. But like, I don't get to engage with them because the moment of that dinner is not centered around me, but it's centered around, you know, deals closing, anniversaries, birthday parties, X, Y, and Z. And for me, I was like, you know what? Like, I lost a piece of what I love, is that human engagement of seeing people love your craft and love the product that you produce. And there was something that was lacking there. And so I was like, you know what? I have to go public again. And so how I thought about going public was that I wanted to go on social media. So by going on social media, we had a strategy to hedge that with residencies. So all the contacts that I kept over the years with restaurants I used to work at, with the F&B directors of different properties and stuff, started reaching out. It's like, hey, would you be interested in doing a pop-up with me? And you know, they were like, yeah, let's do it. So the first one that I did was at the Peninsula in Beverly Hills in Los Angeles. And I hedged it to time it at the same time to hard launch on social media. And when I say hard launch, I mean we're gonna come up with a very specific type of video. I looked at nobody, and like that's the thing. It's like everybody's trying to copy somebody. Nobody's trying to create their own thing. And I was like, you know what? We're gonna go with this theme where you never see a scale, you never see blood. All you see is perfection. And so we had this idea, go top down angle, and every single thing that you see is just pure perfection and aesthetically pleasing. And so we hedged it at the same time when we launched the residency at the Peninsula. And then all of these things started to happen because like I had premeditated. I knew that Forbes was going to write an article about me. And so the timing of everything was so specific, of like when I launched this, when the consistency came, and when the Forbes article came out. When the Forbes article came out, I mean, it kind of blew up everything. Yeah. And then I just started to continue to tell my story. And what I realized, like in the beginning, I told my videographer and my content manager, I was like, hey, I don't want to talk. I would just want to show like me performing the task and like technique. And they're like, no, like,
yeah, that's not gonna work.
He's like, they're like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know how many people can do that? He was like, you have a look to you, and you have to utilize that.
Yep.
You have a voice, and you have to utilize that.
And you have a story.
You have a story, and people love a story, and they believed in me before I even believed in myself. And so then once we started getting me in the camera and started talking about my story, there's one video where I'm literally kind of telling my story in about a minute, saying like working for my uncle when I was 17 years old, going to Italy. Now I'm, you know, cooking for private clients, traveling the world, making sushi, stuff like that. So that single video boosted 60,000 followers literally in a matter of 2 weeks. So that was the catalyst of me kind of jumping up in the algorithm with Instagram. And then the consistency of like all the videos that I did with like cutting fish and making sure that it was highly executed. That is the reason why we are here.
Yeah.
But that was, you know, it's crazy to think that that was March of last year.
Wow, so it's happened
so March
fast.
So March of last year, I had 900 followers. So to this day, I think I have 522,000, and we're on track probably to hit 1 million soon.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild, right? How social.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fixed that. We created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us. No catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into Legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.